Real talk, real people, relevant conversations. The I Am Qiana Scales podcast is dedicated to real conversations about issues, emotions, and experiences that affects the lives of everyday people. Welcome to the I Am Qiana Scales podcast, real talk, real people, relevant conversations. Today's episode is sponsored by the Closet Experience Boutique, where every piece screams, yes, she did that. Want to elevate your look? Use code PODCAST, that's PODCAST, for 10% off at theclosetexperience.com. What's in your closet? In this episode of the I Am Qiana Scales podcast, we're diving deep into the disconnect between commitment and casual connections in modern dating. She wants a ring, he wants a rotation. What happens when two people want completely different outcomes from the same relationship? We're unpacking the mixed signals, emotional misalignment, and the games people play when one dreams of forever while the other just enjoys the moment. Whether you're holding out for a proposal or dodging commitment like it's a full-time job, this conversation is for you. It's real talk about expectations, communications, and knowing when to stay or walk away. All right, listener land, buckle up because this episode is about to go there. Anytime Shay joins me, the truth comes flying fast, no filter, no fluff, just the real grown talk that hits you right in the chest. She's sharp, soulful, and always drops the gems that leave the group chat on fire. Okay. But today, we've got something special. Joining us is Kellen Haynes. And let me tell you, this man is a whole force of nature, a man of God with a voice that doesn't just inspire, it ignites. He's a speaker, mentor, motivator, and the author of the powerful new 21-day devotional Push, Power Up, Stretch Higher. And that's not just a title, that's a call to action. This man is out here pushing people into purpose, y'all, challenging mindsets and breaking chains with truth. When Kellen speaks, you don't just hear, you feel it. He brings fire, faith, and facts. And today, he's bringing all the energy to the conversation. We're talking, she wants a ring, he wants a rotation. Together, we're diving into the heart of what's going on in today's dating scene. What are people saying versus what they want? And what are we settling for? Is it potential or should we be protecting our peace? What's up, Shay?
Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, I see you brought a friend. Okay, hey.
What up?
Hey. Yes.
I love the energy.
Yeah, thank you. You know, we got to bring it, set the vibe in the room.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love this.
So y'all doing good?
We good. What you got for us today?
Woo, we about to, y'all know we about to now. This your first time here.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah.
So, you know,
time.
let's see if you can survive amongst these two energies over here. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right,
Let's
we're going to
go.
jump into this thing. We're going to help the people.
All right.
Y'all, so when we talk about commitment, there seems to be a divide between wanting to settle down and being comfortable with freedom versus having options. So what do you both think causes that shift between wanting commitment, speaking of the ring, to just enjoying the convenience of having a rotation?
I guess y'all gonna want me to go first, huh?
You can. It's open floor.
Yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would say I'm gonna start with men because I'm a man.
Okay.
Yes.
I think with men, we like our cake and we like to eat it too.
Mm-hmm.
Or we want our cake and we want to eat it too. Sometimes we're not sure what we want as far as relationship. Do we want a ring or do we just want to have fun for 40, 50 years? And we usually don't make up our mind until 40, 50 years. You know, we might start thinking about it around 30, 35, but that's all we doing is thinking about it.
That makes sense. Because I was going to say a lot of times I think that shift is from wanting that commitment to entertaining a rotation. Sometimes I think that truly comes from people's disappointment in prior relationship. You taking that baggage over. So now you just like, I'm just going to have fun. You with that effort mentality.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? You just out here like, I'm not giving anybody else my heart.
Right.
So, and I'm speaking from a woman too. It's like now you want a rotation. That why that rotation, because that rotation can be for anybody. I just so happened to name the episode that he wants a rotation and
Right.
she wants a ring. But ladies, you could be wanting a rotation and not a ring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't want nobody just to put a ring on it.
Okay.
These days it's like that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
That is so true. So yeah, I'll bark in on that. We don't always want a ring. We do want a commitment, but it doesn't have to be a commitment of the ring, the walking down the aisle. It could be you're my soulmate, and let's be best friends. And we're not only best friends, we're lovers, but we don't have a ring to commit. Rotations are nice. They are nice. But sometimes we do just, like, I'm in this stage of, I just want my person to the day I leave this earth is what I want, my person. We don't have to be married. And I'm even at the stage of, we don't even have to live together for some reason. I don't know why I've been feeling that. Because I've been alone for so long that we could be in this committed relationship, but we don't have to live together for me. Now, if, say, for instance, he's in Lebanon and I'm in North Nashville, we could travel between houses because I know he may like his space. But now, if he is willing to say, you know what, you come move in with me and let's do something with your house. And I'm like, oh, I can,
some business.
Some business. Like when he can come correct, if I'm able to submit and let go and allow him to be the man, maybe I shouldn't have said allow. Yeah, I'm going to go with allow. I can say allow.
Yeah,
okay, good.
Yeah,
allow
that's
him
right.
to be the man. Because I do want to take a back seat and let him be who he needs to be for us. Yeah. I want to have those conversations of, I don't like this, but I like that. What about you kind of thing. I want all of that. But yeah, rotations can be fun, but I am not 25 anymore.
Well, I was going to say sometimes, I know you use the word fun, but I was going to say rotations. Sometimes they just feel safer.
They do.
It's just a safety net.
It so is.
I was going to say it could be like a safety net.
Yes. Because I'm not having to give my heart to anyone. I don't have to give you my time all the time. And sometimes it takes 3 or 4 guys to make a good man.
What you said?
Well, wait a minute now.
It's almost like build a man. You want to build a man.
Some of us, we I ain't gonna say we have it all because sometimes we still have to grow. It's a growing process.
It is.
Right.
But we got some guys out here like myself. I'm a married man.
Okay.
And speaking on the allow word, you are allowing a man to be a man because if he's not a man, how can you allow him to be a man?
Okay.
He has let me take you back real quick.
Okay.
When I initially got with my wife, now I was a man, but there was some expectations that she needed and wanted from me, and I had to step up, and we had to go through some stuff for me to realize what she needed. Okay. But she also had to learn to allow me to be the man, because it's not easy when you've been by yourself for so long and you've been handling business for so long.
Her independence for so long to allow you to come in and to actually lead.
Right, right.
I totally understand that.
Yeah, so go ahead.
Go ahead.
So, and as far as the rotation with me, I've never really been a rotation type of guy. This is my second marriage. Now, in between, don't get it twisted.
Right.
Don't get it twisted. It was some rotation, but in between, I had to learn who Kellen was. At that time, Kel was in a different light because I was married for 14 years the first time. Oh, okay. So I had to relearn myself, or not relearn myself, but where I was. And even in this marriage now, I've been changing throughout the course of this marriage.
Absolutely, as you should.
But rotations, I'm not going to say they're good because you have to be careful.
Yes,
you do.
Because you're talking about spirits and soul ties and all that type of stuff. Yep. So you have to be careful about rotating all those spirits and soul ties, and just be safe and be careful.
For sure.
So let me ask y'all this. So how much responsibility do we have in clarifying what we want in a relationship early on? It's because sometimes that disconnect, is it because one person secretly is screaming they want a ring and the other one a rotation, but nobody's actually saying it.
That's exactly what it's no communication, or it's not full transparency. So communication, but transparency, because communication can come in so many different ways. But you have to be transparent. And I'll be honest, for like me, I don't know if I was transparent. I probably was honest, but I probably wasn't transparent. I wasn't as open.
Okay.
And that's something that I've been working on, throughout the course of my marriage. So in the beginning, it is definitely important to know what both of you all expect, want, and need. If you want a rotation, say, hey, look, baby,
you just on the roster.
I want to rotate. Or you might be the main one on the roster, but you need to let it be known. Look, I want you, but right now I'm just chilling. I'm having fun. I'm doing my thing, and vice versa. If you want a ring and you don't want to deal with the rotation, you need to let me know. Hey, I want a ring. I want to be married. This is what I want. You got to let it be known both ways.
Yep, and I agree with what you're saying, because sometimes we don't put it on the table. It's all about putting it on the table.
Right.
I think we have a huge responsibility to be clear about our intentions from the start. A lot of people just want to go in, oh, no, I'm not going to say it because I don't want him to think I'm just trying to, settle down, off the rip. But if you know this is what you want, somewhere in the beginning stages of that courtship, there should be a conversation.
Absolutely.
Because
intentionality.
That's where the heartbreak comes from, and you think every man is breaking your heart because you wasn't real with them, that you just not casually dating.
Right. Right. That is so true. Because I'm learning that transparency is amazing, and communicating the transparency. And I'm learning that the men my age, there are only certain things they want to do. And sometimes that could be a commitment, but I just want to sit on the couch. I'm more of a homebody. I don't want to do that. And it's like, that's not what I'm looking for. And I you know what? You think FloJo is a runner, baby. When I see the red flag, I run on. Like, run on thy good and faithful servant.
Oh, yeah, I run on thy good and faithful servant with them Nikes on.
This ain't it. It's a flag on the play. It's a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
So yeah, I am being very much more transparent in answering questions. When I hear something that I don't agree with, like this one guy was saying, I voted for Trump because his dad was a barber. Because I'm a barber. Flag on the flag. I'm only voting for people because you a barber. But it is dead and gone. So yeah, you have to be transparent in what you want, what you're looking for, what you like, what you don't like, what you're gonna put up with, and what you're not gonna put up with. Yeah. And it's not demands per se. It's just what I prefer. And if you don't like it, hey, I'm cool with that. No problem. Let's agree to be.
Let's agree. I would say, that's the best part, where you can have that open chat. Because I tell people all the time, woo, child, baby, we are too grown out there. Why we too grown to be trying to earn a PhD in married?
Right.
Like, why I don't have time.
I can't.
I really don't.
I can't. Tell me
if you want a ring, like Ellen said, say you want it, put it on the goddamn table. That's the problem. And if you want the rotation, we're going to keep screaming it. Say it.
Yes.
Because, baby, people are out here really playing Clue. And I thought we put that game up on the shelf a long time ago.
No, ma'am.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that game, Clue?
Yes,
I remember.
They still sell it at the store.
It's still
but baby, some of y'all playing real life Clue out here.
Man.
You have just trying to figure it out. Like, oh, am I?
Or they playing Uno.
Ooh.
Reverse.
Ooh, what you said, Skip?
And draw two.
Ooh.
And draw four.
Oh, man.
Ooh, baby. Say that.
And then they out here just wow.
Ooh, the wild card, baby. So, Kellen, from a male perspective, what do you think makes some men hesitant to commit to one person?
That's a good question. A lot of times it's readiness, fear, not being able to take care of that woman spiritually, financially. The main one is financially. That's most men, because not every man is in their spiritual place. But financially is the main thing that most men think about when it comes to settling down, committing to a woman or committing to a family in a whole. So those are the, is I lost my place, but spiritually, financially, mentally, and emotionally, that's what I was thinking of. And that's really the main thing. And some men just greedy. We gonna be honest. Some men are just greedy.
And do you think it comes? Let me ask this from a perspective of how they were brought up. Maybe they seen their dad playing the field.
That's a possibility too. Usually, we play out, what we learn from our childhood. Usually, we either run straight down the same path or we run way away from it. And we still kind of run into it, running away from it. Because you got to face it, you got to deal with it, you got to address it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
So, Shay, from a female perspective, when does wanting a ring become less about the relationship and more about validation and security?
It depends on where you are in life. I would say your 20s. I think my generation was 20s or 30s. Now, I'm not even sure because I don't even know if people know what they want, what they're looking for. Yeah. They're clueless. Like they don't even sit down and have a conversation with self to say, what is it that you really want? What are you looking for? Like it's cool. And some people settle. What I'm learning, what I'm seeing is people settling just to say I'm in a relationship. I have someone. But is that healthy for you? Is it really working for you? Like, but you in a relationship, but are you happy? Do you have joy when you see this person? Are you like excited when they walk in the room? Or you only excited when y'all get dressed up and go outside and see other people? And sometimes, I sit and I look at relationships. I have friends who are married, who are divorced. And I look at them and I'm like, are you really though happy? If you're divorced, are you really happy? If you are married, are you really happy? Because I want you to be happy. I want you to be healed and happy in that relationship. But if people could sit back and just figure out what they want for themselves, not because, we just been hanging out, so we just thought we would. So do you even like this person?
Right.
If they chew gum, do they pop it? If they get on your nerves, they do. But I got that's my man. That's my boo. That's my boo. But what are you paying for this?
Because I've just come to learn that some women, they really don't want their partnership. You know what they want? They want a photo shoot. They want, like you said, a post. They just want to go out. And I like to tell y'all, honey, that's not marriage.
They want the look or the thought of marriage.
Y'all want me to tell y'all what that is?
What? Oh, Lord. Here we go.
Ooh, baby, I'm finna tell y'all. Hey, listen to land. Y'all girls, women that's out here doing that.
Sip my tea.
That's not leading you to marriage. You know what you are. You are a master at marketing. Baby, you are a master at marketing. You are marketing yourself. Let's call it what it is. See, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it, right?
Let's talk about it.
Oh, my tea was fire right there.
Baby, because when I'm going to talk about something, we're going to talk about it. I just want to keep it real for the people.
Okay, come on.
Tell me to shut up and keep on talking.
No, just keep on
talking. Baby, they want the app, they want the dress, they want the hashtag, but not the sacrifice, not the covering, and definitely not the covenants. Do y'all even know what the covenant is?
Talk about it now.
I'm going to talk about it, baby. I'm calling y'all out.
Come on, covenant.
And I'm not specifically talking about anybody, so don't take it and say, she's talking about. No, I'm just wanting to talk to the people because I'm here to help the people, baby.
Yes.
Y'all, I want y'all to know this from the bottom of my heart. God doesn't honor trends. He honors truth.
That's right.
All day,
I need y'all to understand it because we live in a world where we chasing this. Oh, it's my dress got enough beat, enough bodies. It's what dance we gonna do at the reception. Baby, they getting it down. Remember when it was put a ring on, everybody had their little dances going on? And I'm here to tell you, that's not it. You just out there marketing something.
That's all you doing.
Right.
You go ahead. Gave Davis Bridal, Tuxedo Store, Men's Warehouse, Dillard's, wherever you getting your shoes from, that your glam squad, all the money. For this one day.
Even the event space.
The caterer.
It's the Remember when weddings used to be in the living room? We weren't living in.
I'm gonna say you went way back, baby.
But I'm just saying, they in the living room or they at the church, only 10 people show up, just your family. Your mama made your dress and stuff. Like, it used to be so simple because the ring of the commitment of the ring was more important.
It meant something.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was like, we about to go through this thing. This ain't finna be cute or easy.
Right.
But let's do it and do it together, regardless. And that's what people need to really understand.
Yep.
Because who is it? Kim Kardashian made weddings look amazing. Khloe. Who's another one?
And can I say this right there? It's a lot of people trying to mimic them. Just trying to keep up with the Kardashians. I'm gonna say this. I had a fabulous wedding, and I will say this. I'm blessed enough to have family that was able to afford that. Me and my husband have no wedding debt. And that's what I tell people. When you come to me for advice, I'm going to tell you, if you got to stretch that thing out a year, year and a half, however long, don't go on that thing with no debt. Because now y'all bumping heads over stuff. Baby, stuff. Yeah. We had time to pay for it. Like I said, my family paid for my aunt and uncle, which is like my mom and daddy, paid for Riverwood Mansion. My mama paid for the catering. Yeah. I paid for, I think, my girls' jewelry. My mama paid for my dress. There was no debt. Patrick paid for my ring. Did I pay for his? I think I paid for his ring. Right. But everything was, the cake was, we didn't have nothing, when I say, and bought a house the year before. You see what I'm saying? Yes. There is no debt. Like, no people debt. Go into this stuff. You wanted all of this. I wanted, like, because I seen this wedding. No, you always wanted the ring.
Yeah.
You can make something look fabulous
with these $3
under budget.
Yeah.
And then we'll have all these people come. And 5 years later, 6 years later, 10 years later, probably 85, 90% of them, you won't even be talking to them no more. Not that you're beefing or having an issue.
They just not in that circle.
They not in your circle. You probably done grown. They probably done grown. Right. Some of them you do have issues with. And it might be your best man. It might be your, the bridesmaid. And
maid of honor, matron of honor.
Yeah.
Or hell, did the marriage even survive that long?
Let's
talk about it. I mean, we gonna spend the money. Did it even last that long? Like I said, I'm not stepping on nobody. So we just talking true facts.
True facts.
This is grown up conversation.
That's all it is.
It's nothing to say. Sometimes things just don't work. But did you go in it with truth and light, or did you just go in it because I want a ring?
Yeah. You want the show.
Yeah, you want the show.
I was looking at, I don't remember what it was, but I heard the woman say that was the best. Her wedding day was the best day of her life, and I said, "Well, that's where you went wrong. Well, that's the wrong thinking for me. That shouldn't be the best day of your life. You should be preparing yourself to live the best days of your life.
Okay,
that shouldn't be, because if that's the best day, then everything after that means it's your worst days.
Yeah.
And that's the wrong mentality. So I want people that's thinking about getting married, don't think about the wedding day. Think about every day after.
That's the show for everybody.
Yeah. If that's what you want to do.
Yeah. So you have to get your mind right for the marriage.
Oh yeah.
The wedding is a moment. The marriage is a lifetime. So you got to make sure that you're ready for the lifetime.
That's right.
So how do y'all think social media has influenced the way we view relationships? Do we just think because, we see this person jumping from this person, it's just a stream of options, and that's where this rotation kind of comes from?
Well, I don't think it's social media solely on its own. I also believe the reality TV.
Yes.
That's probably even more potent than the social media. Now, social media does play a part in the way people view relationships and definitely view marriage.
Right.
And I guess it can mess up, some things. But it doesn't mess up anything. The person or people using it mess it up because you have a choice. If she looks good. But you don't have to send her a DM. It's okay to admire people and say they look good, but you don't have to send them a DM or a messenger. Just keep on scrolling. Now, when you can't fight your temptation, you need to come up off social media.
Thank you.
Tell them. Say that again.
When you fighting your temptation, you need to come up off social media.
Because that means it's time to take a break.
It's time to take a break.
And that's what I call where we're not building connections, we just chasing distractions.
Yeah.
Then you done
Yeah.
got distracted
Whole
by what
distraction.
you're seeing. Them
Yeah.
distractions.
Yeah.
Whole distractions going on.
It's
I
a
think that I agree with the reality shows.
Mhm.
I have learned to tell myself turn the station because that's not worth
Yeah,
watching.
yeah.
That's going to tear something that's going to change your whole mindset. And I was listening to something with this guy. It was on the radio though. He was saying that Black women are not what Black women used to be, and I was like, what do you mean? And then he broke it down into you all watch TV too much, and you think you're supposed to be that girl on TV. You want to rah, you want to cuss folks out, you want to, be in the nines from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. Why you just can't be a regular old girl? Just be that girl. Be the girl that your man needs you to be. You don't have to be out here cussing, fighting, drinking up everything, always at the spot.
Yeah.
Just be the girl. Don't, because he not looking for that. That's cute for the moment. I was like,
That
okay,
makes a lot of
sir.
sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when I do watch Basketball Wives, Atlanta Housewives, whatever it is on TV, it's like, dang, we really like this? Is this what's really going on? These young girls are watching this, and this is who they're trying to imitate. What happened to being a big mama?
Yeah.
Don't nobody want that. It's a
And pop
boring
out,
life.
But
Everybody wants to live in the fab lane, and the fab like, no, they think it is.
because it's not.
Yeah. They don't see behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes. Now
But look at these
but look
marriages.
how it's ruined people's personas. You got a TV. Like I tell people, I know what reality is, baby. I could probably produce a show and be
All
on the
day.
show, but I know how to separate stuff.
Yeah.
Right,
These days,
right.
these girls know how to separate. So you're taking that persona out here to the real world, into these relationships, thinking the man gotta have this, gotta treat you like this. No, you
Right.
don't. It don't work like
It
that.
doesn't.
Right.
Now I love chivalry. I love a good chivalry. Open
What
the
you
doors and don't let me walk on that side closest to the road.
Oh,
Put
Lord.
me on this side and come see me. And call. Send, texting is cute.
Be a gentleman.
Yes.
Be a gentleman.
A grown gentleman
A-
at that.
a grown
please.
gentleman.
A grown gentleman. I would like a grown gentleman, please. But yeah, a little chivalry goes a long way.
It really does.
I get tired of men say, well, come see me.
Yeah.
What's that about?
I don't know if I should give y'all the game.
Give us the game. we want to know a little of the game.
Well, I mean, it depends on what man you're talking. For me, it's now. I be honest. When me and my wife were just dating, courting, I told her to come see me, but I went to see her first.
That's the part I'm talking about. You gonna see her first.
And actually, she called to come see me, but I had been to see her. So we should go. We should make. I think the man should pretty much make every initial step
Thank you.
toward
Look, we on the same
a woman. We should engage her first. We should ask her out first. We should say, "Hey, can I stop by to see you first?" Because
Turn his mic up so that they can.
because if you don't, if you're telling her to come see you, 9 times out of 10, you want her to come see you for another reason.
I'm gonna sit my
That's not 100%,
We
but
want to hear that.
but we grown,
Yep.
and that's probably what's going on.
So he wants some tail when he say, "Come see me." That's what.
Well, we
said.
always want some tail from the jump, but some of us have patience. Some of us want more than just the tail. We want the tail, but we want more because if you can't give us more, we definitely know that that's it. Is we gonna?
I
get
was just
that.
gonna say that. So that's what
a
I wanted
wrap.
to know. So once you know if there's no substance, it's all you gonna do is throw them legs up like what is that, touchdown?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
My legs to the
Yes.
clouds.
Yeah.
So you already know if there's nothing else to it, but that you already pretty much made up your mind that a man is pretty much like she just a good time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Or it just might be a test.
Oh,
A man might say, "Come see me," just to see how you might handle that. Because if you come see him and he ain't been to see you yet, in his mind, like, yeah, I got her. She ain't. He already probably saying she ain't the one. Now, if she respond and be like, no, why don't you come? You can pull up on me or something like that, or was it divert, or you
But
know
what
what I'm
if she come and she ain't with all that giving you up the nookie, none of that? She just come and y'all have it just turns out y'all just have a real adult conversation.
Well, I said it wasn't 100%. It just depends. You know, it depends.
Yeah.
But more than likely,
But then that's gonna have your mind saying she the one, right? Like, or she could possibly be the one.
No,
because if
'cause-
you was doing it as a test, I'm going back from when you said this could possibly be a test.
It could be, and it could be a test on her end if she comes.
Yeah.
To see how you handle rejection. So,
Oh.
yeah. So, because if you get angry, upset, and she gonna sit back and say, "Oh, you ain't the one."
Gonna say what Shay say, red flag.
But if you handle like, "Oh, it's cool," you know, and you be cool. She might be like, okay, that's cool. She might come back again. She might invite you over there, not to do anything, or she might invite you out, whatever. But you know, it like I said, it's not 100%. It's not 100%, but more likely we should do the initial go-to.
So has real love been replaced with vibes and what we like to call situationships?
Absolutely. I feel that they have. People are always ready for a situationship. Like, I didn't know that was a thing until maybe the last 2 years, these situationships. I was like, yeah, I'm too old for that. Like, what you want to do? Like, I'm cool with us hanging out, having good times, going for drinks, eating dinner, watching a movie or two. Oh, I just don't want to sleep with you. Like, let's find something else to do. Like, you want to play Uno? Because I'm not in rotation. Don't reverse over here. These situationships. What's that song? Entanglements. By
August I see.
Yeah. I feel like ever since that whole story has been said, people are like, "Oh, that's cool. I can do that. I'm fine with that."
Because love used to be, y'all know about commitments. Whatever happened to the commitments now? What happened to the commitment, the chemistry? What happened to all that?
I don't think it's been replaced. I think it's still there.
You just gotta find it.
It's still there. You just it goes back to when we talk about knowing what we want. Okay. You got to know what you want, man or woman. You have to know what you want. If you just you know whether you playing or not, man or woman. Yep. You know. Yes. I just want this man because I need some. Man, I just want her because she fine.
You right.
But I tell my wife, we went through something a couple years ago, and when we finally talked about it, I told her when I got married, or when I asked to marry you, I knew what I wanted. I knew I wanted love. And with me, love is above all, for one, because God is love.
Right.
And so if God is love, that means we can't fail. That don't mean it's not going to be ups and downs. That means we just got to fight for what we want.
Yes. I'm gonna piggyback
on
what you
gonna fight,
baby. Look at you.
You already know I'm coming with a song.
Yes, you are. What's that? What did you just say about the trials and tribulations? People don't know how to fight for what they want anymore. They don't know how to go for what you really want in a serious way, but not abusive or aggressive way. People just think that you mine. Like, no, first of all, let me know your name. What's your birthday? Calm down, breathe. Yeah. But they don't. But then when they get it, they like fall out of it because they didn't keep the fight on. Right. It's a work. It's a workout. If you're gonna be in a relationship, if you're gonna love is amazing. It really is.
Yes, it is.
It can conquer anything if you work it together.
Yeah.
And I think this is what people forget. They don't fight for what they want. They don't even have a conversation about what it is that's bothering them that makes them feel this way. And then the other person will get offended so quickly because you said, well, let's pray about it. I don't want to do all that. Really? Like, seriously? Well, what is it that you want? Well, I don't know what I want. Like, all these questions, and we didn't discuss this in the beginning. We wait until we're right here when we're having this whole moment.
Yep.
And we've messed it up because we didn't discuss it in the beginning. But let's discuss it now. But now you guys don't know how to talk to one another about what's going on. As I tell my kid, you got to watch your tone when you're having these real conversations. Right. Watch your tone and watch what comes out of your mouth. Make sure you say what you need to say, but say it in the correct way.
I was going to say, I think a lot of it has to do with our partnerships, or if somebody like to call it situations, they have become transactional. If it's nothing in it for me, it's about a perk. And I think that's the problem.
That is the problem.
Is everybody wants, what can I get out of it? We've seen it play over and over again. I want to bring up something that was a big topic several months back, sometime last year, when the women was like, they didn't want to go on a date to the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And then when did it become about, okay, you take it, not you, but just in general. Wait a minute, we don't need no problems.
No, we good. We good.
His wife named Keisha, my husband named Kellen. I was saying
We
we,
good.
but I'm just using that loose because people take stuff and run with a sound bite. We don't need them problems, baby.
Nah, we don't, but we good.
Yeah,
though.
we good. But no, I'm saying we is in just general speaking. What was my mind going?
That's all right.
No, I was going to say, when did it become for somebody to take us out when we're going out on a date that I'm going to get my hair done? You want to look nice, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't go get your hair done, but this is the problem I got. You go get your hair done, your nails done, you go get you a new outfit. But when is it the man's responsibility to pay for all that for the first date, and then you have the nerve to say you don't want to go where he picked?
I think that's rude. That's rude and disrespectful.
And selfish.
Yes, I want to. So that's a big, I would think that would be, if I was a man, I think that was a big turnoff. What do you think?
Definitely a turnoff. Let me say this. I am glad that I have not a simple-minded wife, but a simple wife. She loves the little things. I'm pretty sure y'all heard the song.
Yeah.
The little things. It is. We'll be trying to do something big, or I'll be trying to do something big for her, and it's even now, and it's like you ain't gotta do all that.
Right.
It's the little stuff.
Yes.
It's the little stuff, and you gotta know that and recognize that from the jump.
Right.
If somebody trying to go too big in the jump, then once you
Do that.
tie that knot or commit to that situationship, that it's she or he is gonna want bigger.
Yeah. And it's gotta keep going.
And it's gotta. If you're a simple person, but you met a person that's
Extra.
well, I ain't gonna say extra. I ain't gonna say, because extras could be, it's different.
Okay.
Big in a way that you want everything big. That could be, well,
Okay.
no, my wife's a little
Two people in this room throwing shade at me, but that's cool.
No, extra is not. I love.
You see what's going on.
I say that I love the extra. That's the one thing that if that I would miss from my wife is her, because that's part of her.
Yeah.
Yes.
But when I'm talking about things and wants and like rings and going out to eat. If everything's got to be big and extravagant and major, like the wedding, then you might want to reconsider. You might want to really take a deep dive into what you're dealing with, because once you tie that knot now,
Reconsider, read some literature. Baby.
Okay. Yeah, that's my part.
But overall, y'all, we just gotta ask ourselves, when did getting to know someone turn into submitting some damn invoices?
Yeah.
When did that start?
When
Like I told y'all, I'm about to be married 20 years. I didn't know we was submitting invoices.
I didn't know.
Because, baby, I owe some people some back invoices. Ooh, let me hush.
Right.
Before I get my marriage self-insurance. Because, baby, if I could have turned in some invoices, y'all, this new school stuff, I'm glad I'm out the game. But it's a lot of stuff I'm learning from this new, this new generation. It's like, what y'all doing?
Let me tell you, it's hard out here for a pimp.
But how do you tell a man that he's responsible for paying for all of this stuff?
You don't. If you got a good mind and somebody that raised you right, you don't do that. That's disrespectful. If you want your hair done, go get your hair done. You want your nails done, go get them done. Because this is a first date. He paying for the meal. Are y'all meeting? Y'all Ubering? Or is he picking you up? What's going on? That's cute. Do that. But he shouldn't have to, not for the first date or the second date. I'm thinking around maybe 6 months. He can offer, if he offers, takes. But don't, 6 months to a year. Yeah. Even when I was married, I think my husband paid for me to get my hair done once. Because for me, if I like all of this, it's
already doing it.
Yeah, this is something I was already doing. This is what I have to. This is why I go to work every day, to keep up with my maintenance. And it's not for anybody else. The maintenance is for me.
Right.
Yeah. It's for me to look good and do what I need to do and be where I want to be, because this is what I do. And I think it would be disrespectful for me to say, this is our first date. For the next 3 months, you got to pay for my hair, nails, and toes being done, and buy me a Birkin.
I'm going to say this too. It's also, I think a lot of that also comes from like men that actually do have money, and what they try to do is buy a woman. And especially when we see it on TV, they see women get bought. And I mean, get bought. Everything from head to toe, all the way to the dinners, the houses, the cars. And so now you got our young ladies, our young women watching this. It ain't just at home, because you can be raised right at home. But if you watching TV and that's what you want and that's what you see, that's what you gonna go after. It's sometimes it's a mindset. And sometimes, especially for the young women that might have had a struggling background, maybe didn't grow up with both parents or had both parents, but the parents were struggling financially. And she ain't really never had none, or he ain't never had anything. I mean, it's kind of the same as the old dope dealers. When they were struggling, man, I gotta get some money. I want these joys. I want to help mama with the bills. It's the mindset is survival mode. Survival mode. Where young people come into adulthood in survival mode.
Yeah, pretty
Most
much.
of them. And so they trying to get it however they can get it and real quick. It's definitely the microwave generation.
So let's talk about, at what point does the rotation become toxic? At some point, it's got to be a lot of toxicity going on.
It can get toxic. And it depends on where you all are in the rotations of this. This is before I became holy. Let me say that. Some of it, I tell people, you have to be a hoe before you become holy. You got to do what you got to do. In the rotations, it can get very messy, and you get to see the mess, and you're like, okay, I'm tearing up some stuff. If you're really starting to be in tune with yourself, it can get real messy real quick because of who you messing with and how many you're messing with in the rotation and what they're bringing to the table. Because sometimes in the rotation, the other person can say, I want to be in a relationship. But that's not what I was trying to do. You just on rotation, sir. There's no commitments here. So you might want to go find you something else. I'm not ready for a commitment. And then they're like, well, I'm going to just hold on until you do. And then the other person is like, well, I was thinking that I could do something too. So that's when it can get messy. If you don't put out there what it is. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not trying to be, what is that called? Polyamorous. I'm not trying to do that. And I'm not trying to be a sister wife. So let's cut this off. But let me let you go and be the greatest you can be, because I need you to be that you. That is great, because I'm not ready for what you're looking for. And again, it's honesty and transparency. But then there's people that don't have those conversations that will mess them up. That's when it gets messy. When you don't have the conversations.
Yep. Now let's go talk back to the sex talk. We addressed it a little bit earlier, but let's really dive into it. So, what role does sex really play in dating? We know we casually talked about it, but let's be real. Sometimes people want to know what somebody working with, and that's for men and women. And do.
Well, I will say this. I believe today in this world that we live in, it's kind of hard. It's not impossible. But it's kind of hard to not want the sex or not see what somebody's working with, men or women. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, if I'm going to spend the rest of my life with somebody, I at least need to know that I can be satisfied. At least that's the thought process. For me, now, if it was me now, then my thought process is different. But being a younger man, it was like, sure, if it happened, let's do it. But I know my mentality when I gave my life to Christ, and I knew what I wanted. It was like, all right, I need to slow down. I need not even just slow down, just get to a point of like, okay,
Chill out.
let's chill out. I need to chill out. It wasn't easy. It's never easy, but to me, that's what should happen. That's what should happen because you got to see how a person thinks when it's not sexually motivated.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was gonna say that sex, it has the power to create, those bonds, and you don't know what you're getting.
You have no.
Yeah.
You was talking about them soul
Them
ties
soul ties
earlier.
and
You
them
don't know
spirits,
what
yeah.
them spirits, and
Yeah.
people think it's just blah blah blah. That's spirit talk. No, that is true. You don't know what you entwining yourself with because it's not just the person you slept with; it's who they slept with, the person before that, and then the person you
All
slept.
those
All those people
a lot
are
of
tying
people.
Are they in
together.
this bed?
Yes.
Or on this floor?
Yep.
Or on this
Yep.
kitchen table? I mean,
On the kitchen table. What you do today? Drink. Yeah, it had a truth coming out. She over there sipping
I
something.
honestly have done nothing
Kitchen
today.
table. Okay, I'm not
Nothing.
eating off her table.
I promise. You can check.
But from a spiritual standpoint, how do we, since you brought up spiritual, how do we guard our hearts and our bodies? Because like you said, some days these days people are treating sex like a casual exchange.
Well, first, it goes back to knowing what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And again, because before you get married or get in a committed relationship, even a man needs to slow himself down, really sit himself down and just stop. Get to know who he is, get to know who am I becoming? He needs to know himself before he even try to date or get in a committed relationship. Definitely. That way, once he meets his wife, he'll be able to think clearly, see clearly, and be clear about everything that he does and how he moves.
Yeah, because I believe it's 1 Corinthians, chapter 6, around verses 19 and 20. It talks about our bodies being a temple, and we're supposed to have
Treat
that.
your body
Yeah,
like
you're
a
supposed to
living
treat your
sacrifice.
body like a living sacrifice, so God can be pleased with you.
And another thing that you could do, I did in the beginning of becoming single after the divorce, and still is doing that. You meet people, but you have to have that conversation with yourself. Sometimes you have to do it in a mirror or on camera and say, "Look here, I know your tail is hot. You need to sit down and listen, watch, check the atmosphere. Like, don't be, what's the saying? Don't be the temperature taker. Be the don't be the thermometer, but be the thermostat. Thank you. So you have to check yourself and tell yourself to cool out. And you got to pay attention to this person because you want to know who this person is. Yeah. You want to allow this person to see who you are and know who you are. Don't just go out there thinking, I'm finna get this. Like another check, another notch in the headboard, as they used to say. No, check yourself at the door. Check yourself before you leave the door. Yeah. Check yourself when you in the car. Check yourself before you get out and say to yourself, girl, get yourself together. Because he going to say all the right words. And I need you to be on game and be like, protect your peace, protect your mind, protect your heart. Most of all, protect your ass.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So if God examined the way we date, the way we love, and the way we choose, do y'all think he would see himself in us?
If we did it the way we were supposed to do it, absolutely, because that's what he created us for. He didn't create us for all this situations, entanglements, transactions, and I can't go to Cheesecake. He didn't do that. That's not what dating is. That's not what love is. God said you can have whatever you want, whatever you desire.
Whatever your heart desires.
Yep. Yeah. You can have it. Just ask me. But see, we don't do the asking first. We do whatever our tails tell us. We move on our own accord.
By flesh.
Yeah.
Yep.
And flesh ain't
that flesh be a mess.
Fleshing.
Yep.
Flesh be fleshing. So you have to say, wait a minute, is this what God wants from me?
Mhm.
Is this how God needs me to be? If I want what I want, did I ask him, or did I make the assumption that this is the one for me? You got to know what you're doing, what you're getting into. Ask yourself the questions.
Yep.
Yeah, and you got to guard you got to pay attention to what you're putting inside your spirit.
The spirit.
Your eye gate, your ear gate.
Yes,
You
yes.
got to feed yourself with positive, good things and information so that it helps you during a situation of temptation.
Mhm.
Because if you're just going off whatever the music is and whatever
Yeah.
you're seeing on TV, if it's not positive stuff, you're gonna do whatever the music is doing or is saying or whatever the TV is showing
Yep.
through the TV. So you got to feed your inside self, not your
Yeah,
outer
outer
self,
self.
your
Mhm.
inside
Inside
self with positive
You do.
information.
And I'm gonna add this to the equation. When I posed that question, I actually was posing it to myself.
Okay.
And I wanted to know what was that. You know how I tell you I have my self-talks. And so as I was doing it, I started reflecting and I said, you know what? Will God see himself in my marriage?
Mhm.
And I started to think and I said,
Mm.
you know what? I think he would overall be pleased.
Mhm.
Yes. Have I wanted to give up? Yeah,
Absolutely.
of course.
That's
I've
part
been
of
wanting
it.
to throw that D word out all the time, and I ain't talking about that other D word. I'm talking about divorce.
Right.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's easier to give up. And we don't
Yeah.
want to talk about it, but y'all
Yeah.
know I'm going to keep it real.
Right.
And it be little minor stuff for me. It's in some of the stuff, I was very immature.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were laughing earlier when you was like, you start off big, you got to keep going big.
Yeah.
So that's why I was saying
Yeah.
it was some shade being thrown in the room.
Oh,
because that was
okay.
doing my give up. Because you can't come along and give me all this and then I don't know what the word no is. I'm sorry. You can't start off giving me everything and be this man, you know. Basically, like I won't gonna say he was buying me, but you're doing all of this and that, and then
he turned it off,
and his life started getting real.
and he said,
Yeah.
And he was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, we gotta slow down because it's getting, I gotta go higher and higher each time. And I get it.
Yeah.
But it was like, yeah, wait, what you telling me
What
no?
am I- what
When
am
they
I-
started using the word no, I was like, baby, I'll get another one. You can be replaced tomorrow. I'm just keeping it 100. We don't like to talk about it, we gonna talk about it. Because I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Why? So let me ask you a question. Why you don't like to be told no?
I'm just gonna be honest. I can be told no, but see, growing up, I was just very spoiled, and everything was handed and given to me. So, and I'm not trying to make like my parents or my family was rich, because no, but they just
I understand.
did good for what they had, and they were able. My aunt and uncle didn't have kids, so me and my siblings was like, they're tried and joy. So I was just able to get what I wanted, even from my mom. And I'm not saying this to brag. I just tell people my truth and how I live my life and how I came up.
Right.
You know, no. And people be like, you never got a win from my mom or daddy. But I say all this to say, I was just used to being able to get so, and most of the men that I dated prior to my husband, I mean, they always used to buy me stuff. Let's just keep it a buck. I mean,
so you
and
never
it's just-
heard no.
Yeah.
I mean,
And when he put
Or
his
you-
foot down and said, no,
Ah.
ma'am, she was like, hold on, sir. Get your life together. 'cause
yes,
it's
it
not-
confused me and threw me off. I was like, what the
But
heck?
that, I will say that's a good man.
Yes.
That's when he can say, whoa, okay, this is getting out of hand. And that's what you want, because that's something you can submit to.
Yes, and I did. And let me tell you why. Before we got married, he had some, he set his own boundaries. Like he wanted a church wedding, and we didn't agree with, let me say this. Mount Zion, I love you, and I did want a church wedding, but when we got married, y'all was just moving in
To the big
OHB.
Uh-huh.
And,
Okay.
and I know y'all don't work on Christmas. I'm not blaming, so don't nobody run this back to Bishop Walker. I'm just telling you my truth, and I'm gonna tell you the part I played in it.
Okay.
So I was, I got engaged on, oh my God, it's been so many years ago. What was it? Christmas Eve, y'all.
Okay,
What's
okay.
Christmas Eve? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Christmas Eve, whatever it was.
Okay.
And I knew the church was closed in December. They'd be closed, but you know how you have to leave a message. And some kind of way, I guess I'm just gonna put it. I guess the message just didn't go across. Whatever. I didn't get a call back, and I'm not blaming nobody because it worked in my favor. So then in January comes around, there's the big wedding. I forgot what it's called. You know, the big wedding that's always held at the convention center. You
Oh,
know,
yeah,
back then it was
yeah,
the
yeah.
older convention center. So I go to this bridal show. I fall in love with Riverwood Mansion. I come home and tell Patrick, I no longer want to get married at my side. I know you want a church wedding.
But
I just can't. I want Riverwood Mansion. Let's look at it. Like he was like, no, we getting married in the church, and I was like, no, I'm not doing it. And he was like, we had to come to an agreement with that. But then he said, before he while he was proposing me, let me back. He was like, you need to take some financial classes because he said I burned through money. Like we had to take through the church. We went through Dave Ramsey's. What is it called?
The Dave Ramsey
Financial Peace. Mm-hmm. So the man got some sense. I knew he had a little sense, and I wasn't stupid either. Okay. And I always joke that I didn't marry for love. I married for money. Lord. Because he knows this, and he hears me tell it all the time. I was going to say in my stand-up routine like I'm a comedian, but when I'm hosting, I always tell people, honey, I didn't marry for love. I married for money. Y'all know who I married to, his family on the funeral. I wanted some of that. Y'all, I'm Jesus. I just jokes because I go to work every day, make my own money. Even when I was with him, I was working.
She for real.
But his buddy do come in handy. Yeah, I be joking a lot, but I be so for real. Yeah, see, I wore my shirt today. I love my husband. Y'all remember I used to sell these shirts? I don't know if y'all can see it, but I have on I love my husband shirt. Yes. Because I really do. You remember me selling these? Yes, I keep all my stuff. People be thinking, yes, I know how to wash. My stuff still looks good. Yes. All my rhinestones are in place. I still have some. But yes, I say all that to say that when a man truly wants a woman and a woman truly wants, you're going to work it out. It's not going to be easy like you was talking about earlier. You got to put in the fight. Some people, like I was saying, I was joking and say, you want all this stuff because it looks good. Yeah. You want these photo shoots. You want all this. But you're not ready for what it comes with. Because I'm going to be honest, in the beginning, I don't think I was really ready. We go to church, we pray, we did the marriage counseling, we did everything with the church, and then real life is going to hit people. So you have to know what you want. When you start getting in this dating game and past your 20s, you got to start figuring out what you want and start telling people what you want.
You better know.
And people got to quit just saying the vows for the married folk.
Ooh, yes.
Quit just saying. Now, we didn't say the traditional vow. We wrote our own, but I meant mine, and I believe my wife meant hers. And at the end of the day, it don't matter what you say. Are you committed to it? Are you committed to each other? Yes. And is God involved, or is he in the middle? Not involved. Is he in the middle of it? Yeah. At the end of the day,
he's a wheel in the middle of the wheel in the wheel.
But the most for the people who say the traditional vows, that better or worse is for real.
Yep.
Yes, that's the part they just kind of better or worse.
Because baby, I've been on my sick bed.
Yeah. Because
twice in this marriage, I have, and he's been right there.
Right. Yeah. And that's what you want.
Yep.
That's what you want. I was sitting here thinking, you had said something earlier, Kay, about the what was it, the sleeping with the folks and having the
soul ties.
The soul ties.
Yeah.
So, I've had many jobs in my life, and one of my jobs was being a sex educator.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And people didn't realize that soul ties was a real thing, right? Do you know how many people I had to tell that they were HIV positive? Like, it's serious. That's why I take dating to a whole nother level.
Yeah. Like
safety for sure. For sure. And this is why I allow my child to see those kind of things, teaching people how to protect themselves.
Right. Soul
ties are real. And if you're not careful enough, somebody can give you a diagnosis of an STD, STI, all of that. You got to take care of your body. Because, again, as you said, treat your body like a living sacrifice. It's a song. It's a gospel song. It's in the verses of the Bible. Find it. Read it. Because your body is your temple. You got to take care of it. Yes, there are great drugs out here for some of these diseases. Some of them are curable. Some of them are not. These are till the day you die. Just take care of yourself. That's my thing. Take care of yourself. Mind, heart, and soul. Please, take care of yourself. Get tested. It's that time of the year. It's getting hot outside. So please take care of yourself.
Yeah, because that hot outside start getting some people hot enough with them Days Dukes on. Look at them Days Dukes on.
You took it back off.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. You know how I get. Everything is a song over here, as you can see, because I'm about to sing that Jennifer Hudson, We Gon' Fight. Ooh, baby, because some
Yeah.
days you got to fight for your love.
Yeah.
But most importantly, y'all, we want y'all to fight for what you want.
Yeah.
Say what you want.
Yes.
It's time out for playing Clue.
It really is.
Yeah.
You know, it's all good. And then we got to stop this transactional love.
Please.
Yeah.
Let's stop that too.
Please.
Well, Shay the Green Goddess and Kellen, thank y'all for
For
coming
sure.
today.
Yes,
I really
anytime.
do appreciate you, Kellen, for stopping by. You
Yes.
came through with that bold, fresh
Yes.
male perspective.
Right,
Give me some,
right.
give me some, give me some.
All right,
You are
all
now
right.
part of the I Am Qiana Skills podcast family, and you are welcome back anytime.
Hey, just let me know and
Oh,
I'll
baby,
be
you'll
back.
be back next
I
week.
might let
Look,
you know.
I like when y'all say that, because that's how I got you don't tell me that. You'll see them next week, damn it.
Just let me know.
No, but seriously, thank you for coming.
Yeah, for
Shay,
sure,
you
for sure.
always know I love when you come on. Now tell the people where they can find you and where they can purchase your book, this new 21-day devotional, Push, Power Up, Stretch Higher. Can I have one name?
Yeah, you can have
Y'all,
one.
I'm about to purchase mine.
I sure
Somebody
give. I
grab
bought
my
that for you.
money so I can pay. Because y'all, I tell people, when people come in or wherever I am, when I support real. When I say I spend my coins and I need you to spend your coins, please hear me. I don't just be doing this for picture purpose. People can vouch for me and say, yeah, Qiana gonna spend her coins. That's what it's all about. This man has bought these books up here. Tell them what it's about you. Tell them where they can find this book.
Well, first of all, let me say thank you.
You're
And thank you for inviting me, and thank you for the conversation. I enjoyed myself, and I would definitely like to come back. But you can purchase Power Up, Stretch Higher, Push, 21 Days of Devotional Affirmations. You can purchase it on Amazon or holler at your boy. Just DM me, message me. If you know me, call me. I got you.
What are you on Facebook? Is Facebook,
I'm
Instagram?
on.
What you're on?
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. If nothing else, just holler at me. You can definitely find me. It's on Facebook. I'm just Kellen Haynes. It's just my
Government name.
government name, Kellen Haynes. On everything else, it's Kellen Motivates Push.
Okay.
Kellen Motivates Push. I had to make all of them that so it'll be easy to find me.
He's got some great motivations.
Yes, he do. Yes, I've been tuned in, locked in.
Right.
And look, up last night, I be telling folks my business. But what time was it? 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, I just scrolling through. And I said, oh, put them Nikes on something. We was talking about running the fair. I said, baby, woo, we would do that in a minute.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, you own it.
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. You're going to definitely be back because I got some other, you know, we talked about it. You going to be back.
That's what's up, I'm
I
ready.
got some stuff, I tell people.
Right.
Yeah, we're doing some new and exciting things over here at the I Am Qiana Skills podcast. But let's get into this real talk. All right, let's go, people. We've had a great episode. She wants a ring, he wants a rotation. Took us deep. We talked about how commitment and the desire for a real relationship can get twisted in a world where options are endless and people are out here treating love like a transaction, y'all. Some are chasing rings, but what they want is validation and security, not the responsibility that comes with a true committed relationship. And then that's that rotation. Some people can't even make up their minds, and it's all about having their freedom without the weight of a real emotional investment. Say what now? They don't want that real emotional investment. But here's the real kicker. We can't forget the spiritual side of things. As we're talking, we asked ourselves, if God examined the way we date, love, and choose, would he recognize himself in it? Because at the end of the day, our relationship should reflect more than just what's trending or convenient. They should be grounded in purpose, commitment, and the love that God designed and has his desire for us. Are we building relationships that honor God's plan for love, or are we just out here entertaining lust, ego, and convenience, y'all? Let that sink in. Are we chasing real love or just playing the game? Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the I Am Qiana Skills YouTube channel so you will never miss an episode. Let's keep this conversation going. See you over on YouTube.
Hey ladies, ready to elevate your style game? From timeless classics to the hottest trends, we've got something for everyone. Visit theclosetexperience.com and save 10% today with code PODCAST. That's PODCAST. Theclosetexperience.com. What's in your closet? Theclosetexperience.com. What's in your closet? Be sure to use code PODCAST, PODCAST, and save that 10%. Theclosetexperience.com. What's in your closet?